I mean by that is obviously the week we had emotional loss a couple days ago, having to travel to Mexico back. And, by and large, we played the majority of the same guys again. We believed in our ability to win this game, even though it was a tight turnaround. We wanted continuity. We felt that was important. Thought we got the lineup right. I thought we started the game in a really positive way. Should have scored more goals in the first half. Second half, yes, defensively, there were times we were a little stretched, especially when they went direct, picked up second balls, thought we could have been a little tighter, in our lines, wanted a little bit more control as well. Like the response, obviously giving up the goal was disappointing, but, I thought we took it to the next level after that. That was a great response. Some teams get wobbly when they go 2-1. I thought we showed good composure there to immediately bounce back and get the third goal. I want to see that level for longer periods. I know that level's in there, but also with the turnaround, a lot of guys playing a lot of minutes, a few little knocks that we're still dealing with. I was very pleased with the result. A lot to improve on, but it was a big 3 points at home, and it'll get us, obviously off and running. Hopefully, doesn't get any easier. We got 3 road games coming up.
Thank you, Caleb. We'll begin with a question from Jacob Myers, followed by Pat Murphy. If you'd like a question after that, please click raise hand.
Caleb, you created really from the beginning, like you said, maybe you wish some of those crosses were a bit more accurate early, but did this kind of more or less look like the team that we saw last year? Certainly more to improve on, but at least you started to see some things that you guys did well last year.
Yeah, it's been difficult. There's not much we can do in training. It's mostly recovery, a lot of our preps in the film room. Today, again, we relied a little bit on our trained behavior that we've built over the weeks and the months with a group that's very experienced, a group that you know what you get. Obviously, we added on Bradley into the fold. I thought he did a nice job early in the game, linking up with Lucas. We felt in playing these back 3, back 5s that we're not creating enough numbers central through our 9 and 10. And I thought he brought that in that first half. And like you said, I thought first half, we really came out in a very aggressive and positive way and put them on the back foot. And disappointed we didn't get more goals. But yes, that first half looked more like the attacking team that we want to be. And it was great to see. Second half, I thought we absorbed a little too much, needed to find the outlets to get up the field a bit more. But they had nothing to lose at 2-0. They put a lot of numbers forward. And it's never going to be easy, obviously, if a team's just gambling and throwing numbers. You're going to have to absorb a bit. I thought Josh and Jonah were excellent in their box defending, heading things out. I thought Artur, unbelievable for him to put in 90 minutes, considering, how sore he is. We're going to need to get him rested up. We're going to need to get the entire team rested up. Doesn't get any easier. We got 3 games coming up on the road. 3 days from now, we're playing, but we're going to have to a little bit evaluate where we're at. We knew this was a big game. We knew these 3 points were massive. We got the result we wanted, and now we got to kind of a little bit circle the wagons and figure out this next game, how we can get a little bit more fresh and not risk injury, because my goal over the next 2 or 3 weeks is to get healthier, stay healthy, don't add any injuries, continue to get points. So we got to be smart with our rotations, and yet we need to put enough strength in to win.
And there's, of course, just the one loss at Monterey this season, but this team hadn't won in 3 weeks or so, and I guess just how important was it to get that winning feeling again, and maybe that helps a bit in these tight windows when guys can get burnt out.
Yeah, I think it's always important. Doesn't matter how good your team is or how good a player is. getting a feeling of winning and just gaining a little bit of 5%, 10% confidence, knowing you can score 3 goals even, granted a couple own goals, but we're in great spots a lot today, really great spots. And there were a lot of games, in the preseason and some of the Champions League games, even Philly, where we weren't in great spots, but today we were in excellent spots to create, to score. That precision, the final details, we still need to get right. We missed a lot of crosses. Wasn't happy with that, but we're in great spots, and I thought the buildup was really good today. That's a key. We were sharp in the buildup overall. We got in great spots. Just gotta, get some of that precision right in the final passing. But yeah, I think the guys gain confidence. They're tired. We need to rest up, and then we need to throw, again, everything into these next 3 games one at a time. We know, obviously, after this Toronto game that we start to get a little bit of breathing room where we go week to week from New England to New York City. And then we obviously have a break following the home game against Toronto. So this was important, really important. We needed to grind a couple wins out on the road and then set up that Toronto game at home, where we can then now have a little bit of break to work on some things on the training ground.
Thank you, Caleb. Next, we'll go to Pat Murphy, followed by Ori Banatar. And if you'd like a question after that, click raise hand.
Caleb, Lucas obviously got you guys going with the free kick goal. And when he stood over that, the confidence that he exuded before he even took it, you could tell this was getting on frame at least. To have a player that can affect a game like that, and we talk about him a lot, just how much of a difference does that make, especially when you're going through stretches like this where there are tight games and one play can make a difference?
Yeah, he's huge for us. When he's in, we have a much better chance. That's why we signed him. He's got quality. He can do, the unexpected. He can hit a dead ball. He can pull off a play in any given moment. And, every good team has that. There's not a good team in the world that doesn't have individuals that can, create for themselves and pull a play off. So it's great for him, obviously, to find that goal. And he continues, I think, to be in very good form to start the year. And he got another 90 as well. So physically, he's never been in a better spot. Just got to get a few guys still, sorted. Artie's one. Milton, get him back. Although Waylon, I thought, was maybe man of the match. We knew a big part of their game plan was to get the ball to Gressel high, and most of their attacking actions go through him. And that was a big part of our plan, to shut down Gressel. And I thought Waylon and Pedro in that channel did a really good job. And Waylon, specifically, I don't know how many times he released and put pressure on the service. So I thought he really did a job today for us with Milton being out. And I thought Giassi looked a lot better coming in. That shoulder's getting better. We knew early in the game it was going to be a little direct, so I thought it was the right thing to do to, get him in the second half. And I thought he did a really good job coming in the game. So, yeah, overall, I think everybody did what we wanted them to do. I think as a team, we could still have more control in that second half, and it wasn't happy with the goal we gave up.
And you've talked about Giassi there, and you mentioned Bradley a few minutes ago. What are the differences that you see in those two? I think most people view them as similar. What are the little differences that maybe one brings to the game that the other doesn't, and vice versa?
Yeah, I think Giassi's more of a guy that stays on the line, and when you can break the line, he's in, for the slides. In a game where you need to combine a little bit more central, Bradley's a guy that I think can come off the line, link up with Lucas, and also his central runs, his understanding of that, similar to the goal he scored versus Real Esteli's second leg. That type of movement was what we were looking to find. And I thought there were some nice sequences where Lucas and Bradley linked up, Didn't quite come off, but it was close. But I think the plan of having those two guys engaged at, three central defenders was really important, because in a lot of games, Giassi's been alone versus three. So getting the numbers of the 2 versus 3, and then even that allows our wingers now to, especially Pedro, to create the numbers to be able to, kind of threaten the wing back in behind, to pull out the 3 center backs, to open up, seams. We were much better in the attack. And I think it's a game we can look at as well, because we had some nice ideas going into the game of how we're going to open them up. And I thought we executed those things pretty well. It's taken me, I'll be honest, a little bit of time to figure out some of the best rotations and patterns of play and ways that we can open up, the 3 and the 5. It's very difficult, and it's different, so, there are a couple of games where I could do a better job just finding the right clarity and the ideas of how we can open up, the opponent. So I think we got it right today for sure, and just wish we would have scored more, because I thought we had some really nice sequences that would have been great, patterns to goal, and just missed the final ball.
Thank you. As we begin to wrap our media availability portion with Caleb Porter, we'll next go to Ori Benatar, and the final question will be Jacob Myers.
Caleb, the second goal that you guys scored, Luis Diaz sent a really nice, opposite field ball there to Pedro Santos. Is that something you'd like to see your guys do more in the final third, being able to switch that field very quickly to be able to create those crosses?
Yeah, when we get a team pin back, it's pretty simple. We want to work the right, left, and central. And if you take one away, we're going to open you up, in a different space. But, we want to circulate the ball, attract, overload, and then switch and open up space on the switch, because we've disorganized the opponent with our ball circulation. And I thought we found the balance of ball side creating through the lines. And then when that wasn't on, being able to change the point of attack and then accelerate and, create some overlaps as well. I mean, when you're playing against a back 5, you need simple on the switch overlaps where you really work that wing back with a 2v1. And I thought we did that really well in the first half with Luis Diaz and Harry. And then again, we found the switch at times. We know it's a little different with Waylon. He's more of a lockdown defender. And we kind of shaped it up that way. So we didn't get as much out that left. But some games you pick your poison and you defend on the left and attack on the right. And that was kind of the plan. We wanted to make sure we shut down Gressel, and we felt like we get enough attack through the right side, which is what really happened in the match.
Thank you. Our final question will go to Jacob Myers.
Caleb, you mentioned Waylon, and he cut out a lot back there today. And he's a guy who was hurt 2 years ago, didn't play a ton last year, but seems to be starting to, at least with some minutes now, get into a rhythm. Are you seeing that, and just seeing him become, I guess, more of a reliable option off the bench that a lot of us who have watched him over the years expect of him?
Yeah, he's playing really well. He's healthy. I think that's the main thing. He's been, over the years since I've been here, he's been in and out with injuries, and it's hard to get in form and get games and be relied upon if you're not healthy. So he's healthy right now. He's in a good run. It's great when you have a 1-2 that you'd say, okay, we can pick either one, no problem. And that's what we want in every position. With the injuries we've had, we've not really had that. We have it, in Giassi and Bradley. We for sure have it on the wings. With Molino coming back, we'll be even better there. We don't have it right now in the 6 and 8. We don't have a 1-2 right now that we can rotate and feel like we don't drop. Center backs we do with Vito coming back in and Buba. But there's still like maybe 2 or 3 spots where we'd say we can't rotate, and that's where we have to be careful, because you don't want to chew up those guys. But the D mids right now, Morris, Perry, that's been the toughest thing for us to manage. And you can see we need to get Artur and Darlington healthy somehow here, because they can't play every game. And it's a real balancing act to try to get results without getting guys injured in this type of window. So we have to continue to be smart and, Liam Frazier, hopefully he'll help. The problem is he can't play versus Toronto, so he won't be an option. So we're gonna have to figure out how to manage, the 6 and 8, because there's no way Arturo can keep playing in 90 minutes, kind of in the way that he's feeling. So we need to get him rested. So we'll have to figure out how we're gonna shape up, what options we have, which we don't have a ton in the 6 and 8. But other than that, yeah, we're getting healthier, and I think our depth is showing, and we got a 1-2 where we can rotate and not miss a beat.
Thank you, Caleb.